Dr. Burns, allow me to ask this question. Why do doctors don't get rich? It's the title of your book, right? So please answer that question. And to add to it also, we could ask, why are doctors forced to work into their 70s?
Okay, so well, and it's kind of a shocking title, and it was given to me by my friend who wrote the foreword for the book. But it turned out to be a good title, and it's not that they don't, and it's not doctors in general, but you can't, if you have to work for a living, you might make a lot of money, but if no matter what you get paid per hour or per procedure or per contract, if you don't perform that service or put in that hour, you're not going to get paid. So if you get paid a lot, that's great. But as soon as you're unable to do that, the music stops, and you don't have that money coming in. So that's not necessarily my definition of wealth. And so the thought process is that if you have to work for your money, you're not necessarily wealthy. Others will debate that, saying, hey, I worked and I have billions of dollars, but usually that extra money is in some sort of investment that's continuing to grow. So, and then what was the second question about the doctors?
The second question was, why are doctors kind of forced to work into their 70s?
So, well, this kind of goes back a little bit, but again, if they didn't get some good financial education, sometimes, some people, not all doctors or not all professionals, but some people might spend what they earn. It's kind of nice to spend less than you earn and use the rest to invest somewhere for later on. They're not necessarily, at least in that profession, they're not necessarily in charge of their pricing. You can be the best doctor on the planet and be right next door to the worst doctor on the planet, and the insurance company is going to pay both of you the same. What that means is that the insurance company is the one that's going to determine your pricing. And it's not necessarily been an upward trend the last 20 years. So it may have gone up a little or stayed flat while inflation's gone up like that. So what happens is there's lifestyle creep, and a lot of people have experienced this. You think, boy, if I could just make X amount of money, I'll be set. Once you make X amount of money, you're spending X amount of money. And so you think, well, if I make 2X that, I'll finally be okay. And so you just get that expense creep. And a lot of professionals get trapped into that. And without the thought of kind of paying yourself first and putting that money into something that's going to grow without your efforts. So that's sometimes the thought process. A lot of physicians are employed now. Back in the day, you set up your practice and you worked. You worked as much or little as you wanted, and hence you made less or more money. Now, a lot of people, over 50% of them, at least in the United States, 50% of them are employed, and they don't have much choice. And so they kind of have to keep working if they want to have a good nest egg. If they haven't created any passive income, if they're using the bucket theory and trying to create a big nest egg, then they got to keep going.